Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome to the finale of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now that we managed to get through Oil Ocean and Crappy Crap Zone, we actually get a breather level in the form of Sky Chase. Unfortunately, this is an auto-scroller, so it's not up to you how long this stage takes. The zone will always end at 2 minutes and 7 seconds, at least from my experience. At the very least, the music's pretty fantastic, and the badniks are pretty tame on things considered. You got these bird-like badniks called Balkeries, the turtleoids with the little mini turtleoids on their heads, and those things are called nebulas. Don't stand don't stand right underneath them, because otherwise they'll just drop a little spike ball on you, and that's no fun. I got a little reckless with this level, just to get that out there. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was so flustered with Metropolis that I just wanted to get this game over with at this point. And we got ourselves a little prelude to the next zone. It's really nice. For some reason, the sound effects disappear. You would think those engines would make some sort of sound effect, but they don't for some reason. Yeah, this is a very nothing stage. You could probably tell. Well, I got an extra life. Cool. Unfortunately, that extra life doesn't mean anything if that last level is anything to go by, because. Oh boy. More on that later. Alright, this level should be just about over. I did say it would end at exactly 2-7. Watch. See? Alright, welcome to Wing Fortress Zone. The last true level of the game, because the last level is just 2 bosses. This level can be very dangerous because there's bottomless pits aplenty. Jump up here, get yourself a shield. The only enemy to be worried about in this level, because it's the only enemy in said level, are called the Cluckers. Basically, they'll just come out of their little hiding spot and they'll shoot a gun and they'll shoot you with some pellets. Otherwise, they're no threat. The real threat is the level design, because if you mess up your jumps at all, you're falling all the way down. And it's not like Tails is able to rescue you in time, because his plane got shot down. And actually, let's talk about that plane, because we didn't actually get to. I didn't bring mention of it during Sky Chase. That is actually called the Tornado. Canonically, it's actually Sonic's plane, but apparently Tails is a better pilot. How Sonic managed to build this, assuming he built it, is beyond me. I actually left this in? Uh-oh. Okay, well, I guess it's, alright. Just a heads up, this is the final Chaos Emerald stage, and I fail it. I forgot to edit this one out. There were 3 attempts total. More on that later. Alright, but I guess this gives me a chance to rant about, the tornado thing. But yeah, like I said, the Tornado is actually Sonic's ship, Sonic's plane. I'm not sure how he managed to build it, or if he just bought it. And with what did he buy? I failed immediately. Like, what did he buy the Tornado with? It's not like I mean, you could ask how many rings he's actually collected throughout his endeavors. I mean, he probably saved up a good chunk since Sonic 1, but how do we know that? That's right, we don't. Ride that all the way to the top to get yourself an extra life. I didn't grab it because I didn't feel like wasting time. I have plenty of lives anyway. And if I lose all of them somehow, I'll just end up with a continue. I should have mentioned this before, but on your way up here, like after you get past that first platforming section with all the platforms moving around, there's actually a propeller that if you manage to get hit and use your invincibility frames, you can take a massive shortcut, which will lead you to the area just up ahead. So if you want to save yourself a little time, you can do that. I wanted to show the level in full, so I didn't do that. It's like right over here. Yeah, right there where that propeller is. Careful with this section. Wait until like the first platform like literally comes out of its hiding spot. Otherwise, you are going to die because, well, there's a higher probability, there's a higher chance you'll die because the platforms almost immediately disappear. You don't have a lot of time. Do not hold... When you're doing that section, by the way, don't hold right, because for some reason, the little pulley thing, whatever you want to call it, it's not going to carry you all the way to the other side. You're just going to get thrown off the stage like a pansy, and that's no good. Alright, so I failed the Chaos Level stage twice now, and now I'm feeling a little antsy, because... What the heck? Oh. Okay, don't worry about it. I got an extra life there. I'm feeling a little antsy right now because there's only one checkpoint left in this stage. I failed the Chaos Emerald stage twice. I'm not finding the rings I need. Hopefully I have enough. So I collect these rings. I collect those rings. And I am literally short of 4 rings. And now my heart is completely broken. So now we have to... So unfortunately, we're not going to be... We can't get the 7 Chaos Emeralds because I failed the Chaos Emerald stage. And now I'm really sad because I couldn't get enough rings in time. If I was able to miraculously jump out of this area and get to the checkpoint with the rings in tow, then sure, but nope. So now, like, I guess I can explain what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling very, very, very upset. So, basically what you want to do with this boss fight is ride the elevators, ride the platforms in order to attack the little piece at the top. It'll shoot a laser every so often. Not to mention the bottom of the platforms. There are spikes. So this boss is pretty dangerous, mostly because of the platforms themselves, and I'm dead. Now you're probably wondering, why did I bother to leave that in? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm hoping you asked, otherwise I'm going to feel like an idiot. Alright, so... I've come to the realization that I'm not going to have enough rings, so I just pretty much just give up on life, and then I find that thing right there. And now my heart is, like beating really fast, because I might actually have enough rings. It's like, oh my gosh, I think because, I initially planned to have the last Chaos Emerald in Wing Fortress, and look at that, I have just barely enough rings to do the Chaos Emerald stage, and to jump the gun a little bit. I actually managed to beat it this time. When I was getting ready for this Let's Play, I told myself that the last emerald I was going to get was in Wing Fortress, because the reward I didn't want to really use the reward that you get for all the 7 Chaos Emeralds, because, well, it sort of breaks the game in half, and not to mention it sort of does something else, which I'll get into later, and I didn't want to do that. I'll be showing it off in the extra video, though. I actually have 2 videos for that, for after we're done here. Alright, so you're going to want to swerve a lot with this one. I would say you could jump from left to right, but it's not like there are any bombs in the middle. And plus, I think it'd be a little bit slower if you were to try to do that. If you were to try to jump from left to right, because the ring, the cluster of rings come out quite frequently. And now we're in the last section, and I guess the Sonic team decided to just throw their hands up in the air like they just don't care, and now the rings are all over the place. As long as you're being mindful of the bombs that are coming your way, you should be fine. I believe the ring quota is 190. If you have Tails, I believe it's 210 or 220, one of those. And if you manage to get to this stage with Tails, you're going to have one heck of a nightmarish experience, because Tails is going to crash into all the bombs like an idiot. And I got all the Chaos Emeralds. Apparently getting all the Chaos Emeralds causes my screen to glitch. Who knew? And now Sonic could change into Super Sonic. I'll show off Super Sonic later. But like, you can probably tell that I'm, like, I am breathing a sigh of relief, because I managed to get the Chaos Emeralds. At the very least, if I failed that, if miraculously I failed that attempt too, I would have kept it in just to, you know, show off the entirety of the special stage. But I was pretty darn happy I managed to win it. And now that I managed to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, I'm actually a lot more at ease, so this boss is a breeze. I said that I did lose a few rings. Alright, now that we're done, go into the cockpit, find yourself an extra life. You're going to need it. Robotnik is making his getaway to his giant weapon, the Death Egg, so we're going to need to get up there. Thankfully, Tails managed to fix a tornado and add a little rocket booster to it. I'm not sure how this makes us go up faster. It doesn't look like it would do that. It looks like it would propel us forward faster. But unfortunately, Tails is not going to be able to join us for the duration of this game, so see you, Tails. That's fine. Tails is a patient one. Alright, so I'm going to keep silent for a minute. I'll explain why in a moment. The reason why I decided to keep silent and stand there, because the theme to the Death Egg is actually pretty good, but you barely get to hear it for like 5 seconds. Alright, so we got Silver Sonic right here. Silver Sonic will mimic attacks like Sonic. He'll spin dash. In this case, he'll actually jump, and he'll also speed from one side to the other. You might have noticed my life counter is significantly lower. I died an obnoxious amount of times in this level, mostly because of Silver Sonic, because if you're not careful with your jumps, you could easily land on the end of on his on his spines, and you instantly die because you have no rings in this stage. Alright, final boss time. It's time for the Death Egg Robot. His main weak point is obviously the back and the torso. Do not hit the flame, otherwise you will die. The claw, anything else. If you touch any other part of the body, you will die. The Death Egg Robot has 2 main means of attacks. Well, 3 technically. He can slam down on you. Those bombs, he can also drop those bombs. Don't underestimate their blast radius. It's actually a bit bigger than you think it is. Not to mention, the Death Egg robot takes a lot more punishment than the bosses from all the other zones. I believe the total is 12. Here's his other attack. Stand as far to the left of the stage as you can. He will shoot his arms out at you. If you're not far enough, as long as you can comfortably jump over them, it should be fine. For the longest time, as a child, I thought like, approaching him from the backside while he was shooting those bombs was the way to go. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I got my butt kicked a lot growing up. I mean, it was super satisfying when I managed to win the day eventually, but it was like, oof. Wish I did it this way all those years back. But that's all there is to the fight. Like, watch the cursor, and once it starts, like blinking really fast, that's your sign to move out of the way so he doesn't stomp you. I mean, look at the size of this thing. And we're done! And once again, the sound effects are... I hate this version of it. I hate this version. Alright, so Death Egg is completely destroyed. Well, not completely. It's not like it's not like it's like completely like nothing. But it blew up. And now Tails is a little worried that we might not have made it. Unfortunately for Tails, I have a little surprise for him. And this is what Supersonic looks like. Now, I do prefer the ending that you get without having Supersonic, because Tails does save you. And it's it is pretty cheerful. Because, like, Sonic's just sort of free falling, and if he hits that ground, he's done. Unless if you're playing Sonic Adventure, then falling like how many thousands of feet, like, it means nothing. Alright, but yeah, that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. What can I say? This game is fantastic. The second run with the blue hedgehog, absolutely fantastic. And it's actually the game that I would recommend to newcomers to the series. It's hard to recommend Sonic 1 because of its pacing, because, like, you have Green Hill Zone, which is a fantastic starting level, but then you immediately get thrown into Marble Zone, which is an absolute slog. And, I mean, the level itself is fine, but it's like, you're hoping to play this, like, high-speed platformer, and then level 2, it's like, oh, I guess I'm just pushing blocks now to advance. So, yeah, I don't recommend Sonic 1 as a starting point. I would recommend Sonic 2, most of all. Even more than, like, the next two, classic Sonic games that most people would, like, play, like, a lot. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. I'm just grateful that I managed to get all the 7 Chaos Emeralds and bring this game to a proper conclusion. Yeah. Oh, I believe the band that plays this is called Dreams Come True or something like that. Eh, I got nothing else to say. This game is utterly fantastic. It's not my favorite of the Sonic franchise. Well, at the very least in the classic, because usually when you're giving people your opinion on your favorite Sonic game, usually you divide it between classic and modern. Assuming you've played a classic or a modern Sonic game. For me, this isn't actually my favorite classic Sonic game, but it is pretty darn good, and I was very, very happy to play this for you all. And with that said, we're not exactly done with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I did say we had an extra video, 2 videos to be exact. So, I will see you for those. So, next time on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, we're going to tackle some 2-player. So, until then, I get a juice.